Welcome to the Pint Perspective.
Hey guys.
Howdy, B-Ride. Welcome to
Episode
3.
No, it's 4.
It is 4.
Yeah, is that exciting?
Mm-hmm.
Well, spring is here. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Just started on Friday.
Finally.
And it actually feels like spring.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys remember, I remember some of it, but St. Patty's Day was this week.
That's right.
Whoop whoop.
What a fun holiday.
And our St. Patrick's Day special is finally posted. So,
Yay! So we'll have to get that out
Yep.
and share it. So.
Yep. You know what? Real quick, I want to say what I really appreciate about right now is I don't have to let my car warm up before I go somewhere in the morning, because that is just...
And it doesn't sound so bad like when I do
Can
go
I-
somewhere.
Let me ask you
I love
this. Do you actually have to go out to your car to start it?
No,
So why is that a hassle for you?
because I'm burning fuel letting the car run, and I don't like that.
I don't
For
have a
10
fancy
minutes.
car.
Yeah, sometimes 15, depend. I like to be warm, though. When I shiver in the morning, I feel sick,
Okay.
you know.
Well, also we have a special guest today.
We sure do.
Yeah. It's Kennedy. We've been waiting a while for you to arrive. But anyway, we're glad to have you.
We are glad to have you.
Can you enlighten us? Who are you? What do you do? Where are you from?
Hi guys, I'm Kennedy. I don't do a whole lot, but I do dabble in drinking beers, so I guess that's my qualifications for being on this podcast.
You're in the right place.
That is prerequisite number 1.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to like a beer.
I'm from little good old Pearson, Indiana.
Mm-hmm. That could be
Yeah,
requisite
that's-
number 2, except
Yeah.
Well,
for you're
Oh.
from Sydney.
yeah, well, you know,
We can count it.
you need an outside perspective on the pint perspective. I
Okay,
think,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, right on. Right on. So, we got some things to talk about today, guys. With it being spring, I want to bring that up. A little bit later on, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But right now, we're getting ready to get into our beer cocktail of the week.
Oh boy, which I biffed.
But you know what? We had a backup plan. So,
We did.
I don't know if you've ever heard of having a Dr. Pepper.
I have.
Yeah, so we're
I
going to
have.
have a Dr. Pepper.
With this considered, I mean, this wouldn't be a mixed drink, right? This would be I mean, it's a cocktail in a sense of you are combining two things, but it's not a cocktail. Like, you wouldn't go to a bar and say, you know, I want this as a mixed drink. I mean, is this something you can even order at a bar?
To be honest with you, I have ordered it at the bar. I had to tell them what it was, but
Right. Well, explain what a Dr. Pepper is for most people who may not know.
so you would take a Corona. Basically, you're going to take a healthy drink out of it, and then you're going to take a shot of amaretto and drop it down the neck of the bottle, and there you go.
There was a while there we were on a kick with these for, I don't know, maybe a weekend or so, but I don't remember who introduced us to this.
It was actually my boss.
And it surprisingly does really taste like a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So we've tried it with different. Essentially, it needs to be a lager beer, but for whatever reason, it seems like the Corona pairs best with the amaretto to really give it a nice Dr. Pepper flavor.
I suppose you could pour it into a pint glass and then dump a shot in there, you think?
I imagine it's probably a lot less messy, but it's part of the fun of trying to get amaretto all over your hand.
Right. Well, I'm excited about it. It is good.
All right.
I like Dr. Pepper and beer, so.
All right. Well, let me round up the essentials, and we'll have us a Dr. Pepper.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, gang, we have before us a Corona Extra. First step is to take a pretty good drink out of it.
Solid beer.
Yeah. Now we're going to take our shot of amaretto and carefully drop it into your beer. Now, if you're not careful, you're going to have a sticky hand when it's all said and done.
Kind of like me. It's a bit messy.
We're just waiting on Andrew to figure out how to dump a shot into a beer glass.
Sorry, I'm making a mess.
That'd be all right. All right. So what you have before you is a Dr. Pepper. Yeah, you can kind of lightly shake it. I wouldn't recommend, like, really putting your thumb over it, giving it a good, because it will tend to blow up on you. But all right, let's see what you think.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yep.
Yep. What do you think?
Pretty decent.
I can definitely,
Do you think it tastes like Dr. Pepper?
No, I don't.
You really
I think
don't?
there's remnants, but not like a full Dr. Pepper.
Well, it's not
I feel
going
like
to be
it
spot
really
on.
mellows out each other's flavors.
I agree with you, yeah.
Like I get like a cream of the Dr. Pepper, but not like full on.
Yeah.
But it's good.
So you would have another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes like how I remember.
Now, is this Corona better than the Corona you had Thursday night?
I think the one Thursday night is just an acquired taste. I don't know, but I would
Do
definitely.
you want to
I would definitely
explain
prefer.
what I'm talking about?
No, but I would love for you to explain what you're talking about.
So we were having a few drinks the other night. The whole crew was about. Beautiful day. And Kennedy found a cooler out on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I heard about this story.
What was
Yeah.
inside of the cooler?
Well, some nice cool water, and then about 4 Corona extras.
Mm.
And this cooler had a layer of dirt on it, by the way.
Yeah, right. So if I am recalling correctly, that cooler was out at the lake last summer.
So you're saying that the Coronas that were inside that cooler were very much expired.
I'm not saying necessarily they were expired. What I am saying is they sat inside of a cooler and all the ice melted in
They were
the
a
heat
bit-
of the summer.
A bit weathered. I think that's a better
Yeah,
word for
good
it.
good descriptor word. So they sat in there and kind of cooked a little bit, and then
Fermented.
they sat all winter long frozen, and then they thawed out.
So you drank a Corona that has been through the seasons, weathered, fermented, and you just thought it was a good idea?
I mean, we do it with meat, so with
Oh.
beer's probably the same thing.
Yeah, and I think the motivating factor and all that was I told her I would give her $5 if she drank it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
drink a beer either way. Might as well get paid for it.
There was no hesitation.
So you reached in this almost year-old cooler. You
First, I
grabbed
had
a
to run
Corona.
inside to get a bottle opener. That was my first
Ah.
move. When he mentioned the $5, I said I need a bottle opener. Then I.
That is an interesting little tidbit is Coronas are not twist-offs.
No.
But surprisingly, because she drank probably 2/3 of it, maybe 3/4, and I got to drink the rest of it. And here is the interesting thing about beer, is although it may not taste the best, it's not going to hurt you.
So you this cooler, you grab the Corona out, you pop the top off, and again, almost a year-old Corona in a cooler, been through the seasons, and the $5 was the motivation to take a drink, and walk us through what that tastes like.
A bad idea.
Yeah,
I love the taste of a bad idea.
not one that's a year old in a cooler, probably.
Well, I had a Corona last night, so I feel like that's the one I can compare it to.
Was it still like carbonated?
Oh
Yeah. It kind of just tasted stale. Like, I think.
Was it skunky?
Well, let's be honest. Corona does have an interesting sort of flavor to it, where it is.
It does.
Skunky is a word a lot of people will use to describe Coronas. But I'll be honest with you. I kind of felt like it was maybe a little less skunky.
Well,
It was
the good news.
heavier. Less skunky, but heavier, I feel like. Like I could feel it more in my stomach and on the back of my tongue.
It may take fewer of them to get you a buzz if they're expired and fermented.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I think we were working pretty well on a buzz at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, even at $5, like if I was really desperate for $5, I'm not sure I would have done that.
I haven't even spent the $5. I might not even spend it. I might just hang it up on my wall.
I think you should.
Yeah, put it in a picture frame and everything.
We should have taken your picture, and then we could have made you a little memorial for...
Oh, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
How much do you think it would cost to get Kennedy to finish the Outlaws out on the porch?
Oh, $50.
And you'd pound that whole case?
How many are in there?
There's probably, it was a 30 rack. We drank, 6, 8 of them?
Oh.
I...
$150, because I know at least every 3 it could be a bomb.
She would likely, like, if you said, all right, if you drink 6 of these, then we'll give you a $20 bill. And her luck is such that she probably would get the 6 good ones out of there.
Yeah.
She'd be like, oh, these are pretty good.
You're right.
But the off chance that you got the one bad one,
Mm-hmm.
it's terrible.
Yeah, so 20 wouldn't be enough for 6. But, like, the whole rest of the pack, $150, I would do it.
So I think we talked about it a little bit last week of the Outlaws. The whole deal was, I don't know if you heard the whole rundown.
Oh, I did.
Did you? Okay, yeah. So we got that 30 rack of Outlaw Lights. It was a newer beer, and it was a light beer. We like trying new ones frequently. And the packaging's beautiful. The logo's beautiful. Looks great. Colors are nice. We bring this 30 rack home, open up a can of this Outlaw Light, and maybe the first one wasn't so bad. Just a nice, crisp, light beer. But then everyone we grabbed after that was real, like... Well, it's such a popcorny, gross flavor.
Yeah, it's a very interesting flavor. Interesting meaning bad. But when we first had it, you know, you've never had it before, so you don't... Maybe that's the way it's supposed to taste. I wouldn't think so, but...
We thought that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, this is weird. This isn't a good flavor.
But then we kind of put that away for a while, because this was at Thanksgiving time that we had it.
Yep.
And then, as the football season went on, you and I were having a discussion. I said... Well, I think maybe you should bring over those Outlaws and let's revisit it. And that's when we discovered that there was a production issue, and it's not good.
It is a very strange flavor. It's and we actually poured them into a pint glass to see what was going on. And the non-bad one was a good-looking golden beer. The one that was a little rough was like a hazy, foggy. It smelled just like popcorn, and it tasted pretty much like popcorn. And we thought maybe that's how the beer was made. Like it was a corn-based beer, whatever, and it turns out we're not the only ones that had that issue. It was not great.
So really, to me, it's like dirty feet mixed with
it's kind of like
raw sewage.
The bad when you play that Bean Boozled.
Oh my gosh!
It's like the bad beans in that. It's like
like the booger one, or like the rotten egg one, or like the
you know how there's like a popcorn and then the opposite of that.
Isn't it rotten egg?
Probably. It was just very strange to me.
Ugh.
Which is a shame. I wanted to like the beer, and maybe we'll visit it again.
Well, I think they have that issue straightened out now. So we can revisit that. We're just not going to revisit it with what we have left.
No.
Right.
No.
But this whole Bean Boozled thing that you brought up.
Yeah.
Because these kids tried to get us to do this.
Oh my gosh. I remember I threw up with Abby when we played it.
Yeah. So what is the point? Why would you eat a jelly bean that tastes like barf?
Well, the goal was to not get that one, I think.
Yeah.
You know the best way to not get it?
Not play it?
Yeah.
Well.
Gambling.
It's gambling, man.
They gotta teach you young.
And you could either have, you know.
And who gets paid to test these to say, yep, tastes like barf, or tastes like dog poop on your shoe? I mean, what? Come on.
Well.
That guy's got to make probably $300,000 a year to do that job.
We
gotta get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
The best thing in that game is to either get the blue or green one, because you were safe either way.
Yeah, the boogers isn't bad.
Well, the blue was toothpaste or like a blueberry, I think, and then the green was like fresh cut grass or like green apple or whatever. I don't know, but they were both good. Like even the grass one was like, all right.
I can
And then
eat
the
it.
toothpaste one is just minty. Like those were the two you wanted to get. I don't know. That game is. They probably changed, what's in there now,
Scary.
but golly.
So, of all time, we're gonna take Bean Boozled out of that.
Yep.
Because here's what's interesting, guys. We're looking at Easter straight ahead of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we all remember being a little kid. It's Easter time, and you get a basket with candies, and a very popular candy at Easter time is a jelly bean, right?
Yes.
So of all time, taking Bean Boozled out of it, what's the worst flavor of jelly bean?
Black
you've
one.
Oh yeah, the black one's really bad. Or
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Anything-
actually, all of them.
You're not a jelly bean fan?
No.
I'm not necessarily either, but
I'll eat them once a year.
exactly. But don't you kind of root around to make sure you don't get the black one?
Yeah, I like the orange one the most. That's like the one I'm always.
Anything black licorice flavored to me is not good.
Have you ever had
Jaeger.
the? Oh yeah, yours terrible. Have you ever had the blackjack gum?
That's
No.
terrible.
No, I have not.
I like
didn't
to
know
prank it
that.
with my friends.
I know, but here's the thing: is that's such a like when I think about licorice, black licorice, or blackjack gum, or black jelly beans, that is a candy that always puts me in the mind. That's something that my parents ate when they were little. So like back in the 40s and 50s.
My grandpa loves black licorice.
Or like
But I don't get
the
it. Why?
the candy cigarettes. You remember those? I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
Oh my god, I love those.
yeah, you would eat them back in the day. And so like when me and Abby would get them, like it was funny.
I like the candy cigars. You remember those, or that are gum?
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it now, why are we?
well, they don't call them candy cigarettes anymore.
Oh, they're just candy sticks.
Candy sticks, yes.
Oh my gosh.
But when I was a kid, I hate to admit this, but
Would
because
you
the one
ever-
end of it had
Would
like
you
a
ever
little-
light it?
Yes,
Yes.
that's exactly where I was
Yeah,
going with that.
that's what me and Abby would do. We would steal one of my mom's lighters, go back in my playset, and we'd have our candy cigarettes, and we were like, let's burn it. And it tasted kind of like toasted marshmallow.
It does.
Yeah.
You're
Oh my
absolutely
God.
right.
That's where the habits start. That's where
But
you
what,
go down that lifelong journey.
what's so funny, like I can remember looking back, and the packages of these candy cigarettes were designed to look like a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
They had like cowboys on them, right?
Yeah, or like a bullseye.
Yeah.
Like a Lucky Strike.
Real American.
No, but you know what? I'm not even gonna say that that's a bad thing, because you know what I used to do all the time. I would always go to a gas station. I thought I was so cool, man. I did this. I would buy the Slim Jim, like the beef jerky chew. Like, you know what I'm talking about? You ever seen
Oh, yeah.
those? And I thought I was the coolest person. I was like, man, they're not gonna know a difference. And I would have this. It was awful. It tasted bad. It
Yeah.
was never good. But it was a shredded, like,
Oh, absolutely shredded.
yeah.
It was disgusting.
It was so bad, but I was like, put it in the pocket, and you can see the ring back there, and I'm like, hey, I'm a tough cookie, man. I got the Slim Jim chew. Yeah, man. They still sell that, by the way.
The other thing was big when I was a kid was Big League Chew,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
good stuff.
which
I feel like they
made-
changed the ingredients because it's not as good as it used to be.
Probably.
I don't know if it was ever good.
I know, but you looked cool pulling a pouch. of
Oh, it tasted amazing, man. The best flavor, though,
purple.
was the purple one.
Yeah.
What about
100%.
Hubba Bubba?
So,
Um,
The tape.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
I love that. They had different flavors of that. Do you guys remember Stride gum? They
Stride?
Gone.
What about the zebra one?
I liked
my
the zebra,
goodness.
and then the jokes on it. Oh,
Yeah, but you're supposed to eat the wrapper with the gum.
Really?
That was because the wrapper dissolved in your mouth. But it absolutely ruined the flavor of the gum.
Have you guys
interesting.
ever had a piece of gum in your mouth for so long it like dissolved and turned into like a paste?
Yeah. Yeah, there are some gums that are that
I
way.
don't
Yes.
know if I have.
Like you just.
I feel like whenever you leave like a pack of gum in your car, you know, and like after
Yeah.
the summer, and then that's like when it gets kind of like pasty,
So
and then
gross.
and then it gets rubbery. But ugh.
We were in science class in middle school one day, and there was some experiment we were doing. I don't know. We all got a piece of gum. I don't remember. Maybe as if we did something right. I don't remember. But there was this piece of gum, like the stick with like the aluminum wrapper on it, and you just in the whole class period, I was eating that gum, and by the time the class was over, that gum it like dissolved, and it was like it was weird. It was like a pasty, chunky, nasty.
Yeah, and that's where I'm thinking that zebra gum was that way.
Ugh.
It was not a good gum.
I just don't like sweet flavored gum. I like
The worst
mint.
one I think though is that it's some of the best flavor, but it's the one that you always get like it's the yellow wrapper with the blue twisties, like the little tiny. It's like a
Hubba Bubba.
Is that what
Is
it
that
is?
what it or
Double
double
bubble.
bubble? Double bubble.
Yeah.
Oh,
Flavor's gone in 30
or
seconds.
Yes.
when it's like hard as a rock and you have to
Yes.
kind of let it like sit in your
Flavor
mouth.
is gone in 30 seconds.
Or
It tastes so good at first, you're like, and then it's gone.
Or like juicy fruit.
I love juicy
I
fruit,
do
man. I
like cinnamon gum.
Yes, the what is that?
Big Red.
Big Red. Such a good man.
I like
That's
cinnamon
funny.
gum. Yeah.
'Cause sometimes that's what I call you, Big Red.
Really? Who are you calling me that to?
You.
You've called me Big Red?
Remember when I said we're going to start a business? It's going to be B-Rye and Big Red.
What
Okay.
happened to that idea?
Well,
The spring came.
spring came. That's.
Seasonal
I mean,
depression
it was
made
the worst
it.
of winter, and
Yeah.
we were looking for any sort of escape pod to get out of here.
Yeah, the van was stuck and we were just daydreaming, you know?
Sure. So I got a question for both of you, and this is something I spur of the moment thought about today. I was like, man, this would be interesting. What is your guys' dream vacation?
Oh.
If like you had, for some reason they said, okay, you get to pick one vacation, all completely paid for, but then this is it. What would it be?
I feel like I need another guideline on it. Like, there's so many places I could choose from.
There are, and for me personally, I think my go-to would probably be Ireland.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I heard there actually wasn't, like, there's actually not that many, like, redheads in Ireland. Because I asked an Irish guy on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, they had like a genocide over there.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
phased that out of the genetics.
You remember Peter Piper?
Picked a pepper.
Yeah, well, he run all the snakes out of there, and they couldn't figure out what else to do.
They were like, oh,
They started
the gingers.
They started running them off the rocks.
I feel like that might not be how it happened.
Oh,
But maybe, like, metaphorically.
you know, it's so interesting, and we'll get back to because I'm curious what your answer is. But at church today, Pastor Rob was talking about people lying, and I just told a lie. So he said, on average, people tell 2 to 3 lies a day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like.
Maybe to myself, but not, like...
No, I don't think that's very accurate because I spend most of my day not talking to anybody.
Don't you feel like it's kind of a lie?
Do you think I'm lying to myself all the time, 3 times a day?
Yeah.
You're like,
Well-
you get up in the morning, you're like, boy, you
I'm
look
excited to go to
handsome
work.
today. No, there's lie number 1.
Yeah,
But fake it till you make it.
maybe. I you get dressed for work and you're like, man, this outfit rocks, and then it's like,
Especially
number
the green and white checkered overalls. That is.
that was a fit.
It
And
was
you know
amazing. It was amazing.
I'll tell you what.
I wish I got
can't
more
wait.
pictures of you and other people like matching with it.
By
Because
the way,
there
I
were
need
a
some
few.
of those pictures. I didn't get a whole lot on my phone. Abby and you got
Okay,
those
yeah, I'll
pictures,
send them
but,
to you.
I can't wait to break them bad boys back out when I mow my yard.
Oh, they're
Just
great.
those.
Oh,
I'm gonna get the sunburn with the straps.
Oh, dude, you absolutely have to wear those, but don't wear an undershirt and only put one of the
Straps on.
yeah, and leave the other one off.
and make sure you have a cowboy hat on too,
Oh.
like a straw hat.
Piece of cake.
Maybe
I
go
got
and
a
rub
light
it in the
straw hat.
driveway, so it looks a little more worn. You know.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
wait.
So
Back to the vacations. I
Yeah.
feel like you give your answer first. No.
I said Ireland.
Okay.
Kennedy.
Maybe like the Amazon,
Ooh, with the snakes.
the snakes and the creatures and
I
the
could see that
rivers.
out of
Yeah,
you. Yeah, for sure.
definitely the Amazon.
Yeah, but what if locals? Because I've heard this. I'm not lying
Mm-hmm.
on this one. But sometimes those people have never been touched by the outside world.
Well,
And-
those are the societies that like you don't mess with.
I know, but they're in the Amazon. What if they come across you and are like, oh,
I don't know, tour
this girl
guide,
has red hair. I bet she tastes good.
tour guide, or maybe it's my time.
Yeah. That's interesting. The Amazon. Yeah, I could totally see that for you.
Because like I would do the Everglades because I've been talking about that so often, but also know that's just Florida. So
There's also snakes there.
that's my whole point. And
You
a lot
like
of
snakes?
frogs, and I like amphibians. I like animals. I like red.
By the way,
reptiles.
you have an interesting pet.
I have a bearded dragon.
Yeah.
Are those the poisonous ones?
Oh no, I mean he's a drama queen, but
he is also very ugly.
Oh,
I don't like
so.
reptilian creatures. I don't
I'm
like-
not a big fan. I think
He's
they're interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
But
I didn't choose this life for myself. The life chose me.
You listen. You always have an option to say no.
I know, but when it's an animal, do I? Like, my dream vacation is the Amazon rainforest, but I say no to
I mean, you get
Poor
2 to 3
helpless-
lies to tell yourself every day. So.
exactly.
So you're going to the Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Ireland. Where are you going?
Man, I'm going to keep it real simple and just say I haven't been to a whole lot of places, but where I have gone, I absolutely loved and could spend a long time there would probably just be Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like, a cabin up in the mountains there, and just I think it's got to be that. It's always now maybe a certain time of year would be better. Obviously, you wouldn't want to go in the winter or whatever. Maybe fall would be pretty, but it's got to be Tennessee, man. I loved it there.
But
The
do you
views.
know a few years back, we went down there for Thanksgiving time. So you're talking the end of November. And it was still 50, 60 degrees out.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Big beautiful cabin, hot tub on the porch, man. Just and then you got these different tourist places to go to. But I mean, I'm not. I like to go to like a beach in the ocean maybe like once every 5 years, and I'm not a huge beach type of guy. I do not like the cold, so I don't really want to go anywhere north.
Right.
But Tennessee is just, it's just like a mindset when you're there. It's just beautiful, and you're just peaceful, the nature, and it's just great time. So probably that would be.
So if you're a fan of the beach, what about going to Sellers Lake?
Wow.
Because
Hitting it local.
there is a lot of adventure that could be found there.
Do they have a beach there?
I'm not sure anymore if they do or not.
Did they ever?
I'm not sure if they did or not.
You probably, if there is, you probably don't want to go on it. You know what my dad used to always tell my mom? He'd be like, I don't remember how that whole joke started, but I know there was a certain running joke in a time where Dad would always call Mom. He'd be like, well, hey, look, this year you won Miss Sellers Lake again. And it was a huge thing, like, awful. But
I know, but it's funny.
someone's
I
gotta
love how
be.
we're just openly talking smack
Well, listen,
about.
it's right in our backyard. I mean,
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody could create a little resort out there and make
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe like the ground there has been like.
Contaminated.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure. I just for like I don't know. I'm not a, like I said, once every few years a beach in the ocean would be fun, but I wouldn't be like, oh my god.
I would want to live
have
by a
to be there.
beach in like Virginia, because like that's like still I feel like chill. Like I don't like the more southern beaches because it's just too crazy there.
Yeah, I could see that. But I and my aunt had a house in Rhode Island. Just a nice week to unwind. Just to go down, sit by the water, or just to be up on the porch and see the ocean out there and just hear the noise and just sit back and
It was very quaint.
drink some beers and just let life pass you by. This is great.
I'm a sucker for natural sights, like waterfalls and stuff that are natural, like not man-made stuff. I'm like just these nature walks and like the waterfalls and the that I love it. It's just such a beautiful
Did
creation.
you
of God.
guys see that the Indiana DNR is holding a March Madness for the Indiana state parks?
No, I didn't.
Really?
What does that mean?
Like each state park, they have a whole bracket of them, and then you vote each day, and then they'll have a winner of the top Indiana state park.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure the Dunes is on there.
Yes.
Do you think they will win?
No.
No. Who do you think would win in that?
Sellers
My
Lake.
vote. Exactly. I think my vote is gonna be either Salamone or Mississinawa
Both beautiful.
or Turkey Run. Turkey Run's definitely gotten up there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There are a lot of beautiful places in Indiana, like nature beautiful places.
And northern Indiana has most of them.
I've always wanted to go to the UP.
Yeah, I've been up there like one time, but it's
I
gorgeous.
think I would like to go up there, but I would prefer to do it in the summer.
Yeah, for sure. Just go across the bridge and see all of that up there, like just,
The bridge is terrifying though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been up there. I've been as far north as there's a casino your mom took me to.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's like right in the middle of the state. But that's as far as I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
I definitely suggest it. It's kind of neat to see like how spread out it is. Like, you know, like driving in the country here, like there's a house every once in a while. That's kind of what it's like, but it's still like a busy area because you have people coming and going.
You know, one of the coolest places I've ever been to, just driving, was Vermont.
Really?
Oh.
Because they call it the Green Mountains. It literally is
Wow.
green everywhere. And I don't know if they have a law, but you don't see billboards on the highway.
That's amazing.
It is. It's
There's
really
a whole
cool.
city with that law. They have all public advertisements banned, and so it's
Yeah.
only natural
Oh, it's the coolest thing.
architecture. That's
Because
so cool.
you're left to soak in all the scenery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And actually, their cell phone towers look like trees.
Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's a
Can
great
they
idea.
inhabit like animals?
I mean, you
or
can
anything, or,
obviously
like,
tell that
birds?
they're a cell phone tower. It doesn't look exactly like a tree,
Yeah.
but like if you're just glancing, you wouldn't even know it's there.
That's smart.
That's neat.
I like that. Keeping it as natural as, like, you know, how the good Lord created it. But ladies and gentlemen and fellow Bears fans, I'm ready for mystery beer number 1, I think.
I think so, yeah. So,
All right, we got mystery beer number 1, but we're going to do it a little differently. This isn't a mystery beer like we're used to. This is a brand new one that I found, we talked about, and I've never had it before. I know none of us have ever had it before.
and it's in a can, it feels like.
Yeah, it is in a can. We talked about it yesterday very briefly, and I remember us both saying we want to try it. Well, I stumbled upon it. The crazy part is it's in a variety pack, so there's going to be other ones we have to get through that are not so great, but
Oh, I hope they're IPAs.
I don't know. I hope they're not. But if you guys are ready, I will reveal what these are, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go. You ready for it?
Oh, no way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's a beautiful can, first of all.
Yeah.
It's very purple, like a royal purple. And it's from one of my favorite brewers of all time. This is the Samuel Adams Blackberry Wheat Beer. How exciting, guys.
I'm very excited.
Would you like a glass to pour that into?
I want to get a color perspective here on this beer.
I
well.
am good with the can.
Okay.
Bursting with blackberry flavor. This fruit-forward fan favorite is an ode to traditional.
Samuel
Yeah.
Adams rarely has let us down.
Okay.
Oh, they have, though.
They have,
Slightly sweet
but
tart and back for a limited
they're a
time
little,
only.
you know,
Oh, it definitely has a very blackberry smell to it.
Ooh, I can smell it.
let's get a little color here. Definitely a color of the beer.
It definitely looks like a wheat beer. It's got that golden color to it.
I'm so excited.
It's a bit foamy.
Little hazy color. Smells like, blackberries. This is Samuel Adams Blackberry. Now, you can only get this in the spring variety pack. They got
Oh,
the spring,
interesting.
summer, fall, and winter. The variety pack also had Cold Snap.
Mm.
This, and what else was in there? The Samuel Adams, it was a gold yellow can.
Usually that is the summer ale.
It couldn't be right. But we're going to have to get through them regardless. But so the Samuel Adams Blackberry Wit Beer. We were doing some browsing on Samuel Adams' website yesterday because we wanted the blueberry again. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the
And
blueberry lager.
So good. It's
From
on my
this-
top 10, by the way.
From this, we'll get to that. But that one was only available in the summer pack, and from what we were diving into, I'm not sure they're going to bring it back.
I hope they do. It was so good. And we stumbled upon this blackberry on their website yesterday, and I was like, man, we got to try that. Didn't know it was out yet. But it is.
I'm a
And,
huge fan of that can. That's a beautiful can.
Do you think we should save one back?
Oh, sure. I'm thinking Kennedy can make us some
Yeah,
sort of
I'm
art
like already
project.
planning something.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, guys, let's try this blackberry. It's the first for all of us.
Cheers.
You ready?
All
Let's
right.
cheers it up.
Cheers.
Kennedy's already just
Diving right in.
Here we go. Wow.
Yeah, definitely a blackberry flavor to it.
Yeah.
It is a wheat beer, so you definitely can tell that.
Not a bad flavor.
No, not at all.
I don't think I prefer a wheat beer though, and I think I'm really focused on the wheat part of it.
And it's not overbearing with the blackberry.
Mm-hmm. I
It's
like
very just,
faint
it's in
it
the
is.
background.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. It's a spring beer.
Yeah, it is. That is strange.
I would see this more as like a hot summer afternoon. having a couple of
Really?
these. Yeah.
I could totally see the spring. Like the day we had yesterday, just sitting outside.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I like it.
I like it too. It's good. It's not jam-packed with that blackberry. It's in there comfortably.
Does it have potential to be in your top 10 beers?
No.
Me either.
The blueberry is still better. By far, would you agree with that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that blueberry would be, of all the Sam Adam beers I've ever had in my life, blueberry is probably number 2 or 3.
It was very good. But I saw this and I was like, maybe we have to try it.
What a very smart pick.
Do you think so?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's shoot. Usually how the mystery part of this goes is it's a beer we've had and we have so many 5 questions to figure out what it is. This is a little different since we've never had this before, but I would like to get your guys' honest rank on this 1 to 10.
Okay.
1 being you pour it in the drain, 10 being
It's my new favorite.
let's go every weekend and
Yeah,
hammer
right.
down.
I would say a solid 7.
Okay.
I think I would go with a 4.5.
Okay.
Just because I'm not a big wheat beer person.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
blackberry.
I was going with a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
6,
we're
7.
probably you serious?
Every week, man. It tends to be my rankings on a lot of things.
Sorry, like
It
I
tends
had
to be
to.
my ranking on a lot of things are in that 6-7 range. Would you say that? With the cocktails and the mystery beers we have, I think that's usually where I always land because I think that's a good comfortable area. And every week it's always Abby. She's like 6-7 every week, but yeah. But I'm gonna say around that 6 or 7, man.
So I would say collectively we're just below a 6.
Well, I would say I
Five
would say with
something.
if you're comfortable with the 7 and she's at the 4.5 ish, so I would say we're comfortably around the 6, 5 or 6. I mean, I would drink another one.
Oh,
I would drink
absolutely.
it if it was like the only beer I had and I would have fun doing it. I'm not gonna just pour it down the drain, but like I'm not gonna.
I could see
Or
somebody
it.
making a beer cocktail with this.
Yeah.
What if it was this and the blackberry crown?
Ooh.
Ooh. I'm
That
not
might
a
be a
crown.
lot.
I'm
That
not.
might-
I'm not a crown fan, so
Oh.
I can't.
I will.
I was thinking
Slam
like
Crown.
with like a fruity, like a Malibu maybe, like something like a little bit creamy.
Oh, interesting.
The
in, like,
problem with the
a fruity
blackberry
with
crown
it.
was that would be too much blackberry at once. That
think
would
you're
be a
probably
little
right.
strong with the blackberry because they injected that blackberry into this comfortably. It's very nice. It's not over, it.
So do you think they used real blackberries in this, or was it?
I started to look at the ingredients because, well, that's the kind of person I am. But
Chances are probably not, but I mean, they got the blackberry in there perfectly as far as how much
So
they need.
based on the can,
I know it looks like it's.
it says back for a limited time. So this isn't their first run at it. They've made it before.
Okay.
So maybe that's what they do. Is every so many years they'll pull one out of the old hopper and be like, "Hey guys,
Yeah.
It's
Kind
so
of reminds me
strange.
of the Bass Pro Bush because I see those every few years. Maybe it's
Mhm.
every year, but
okay."
I have seen it before.
Yeah,
But that's just a marketing thing.
Oh,
right?
is
the
it?
flavor of the beer is not any different.
Oh.
You think it
Interesting.
tastes like
Bass.
big mouth bass or?
I
tastes like
haven't
fish
had
water?
it. I'm not a Busch drinker,
I mean,
so
Busch Light kind of does taste like way.
maybe
No,
they
Busch
add
Light
like
is-
some pond water in the beer before they send it out.
Busch Light is probably the best at doing that with their cans, marketing that kind of stuff. I mean, Budweiser's another one, but Busch Light does that a lot. You know, with the John Deere, and then they just roll out some
But
partners.
I think it's pretty ingenious because that target audience.
And if you're a can collector, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, if most people that would drink a Busch Light, they're really pushing their marketing toward those people. So that's smart.
B-Ride, do you remember the Miller Lite Black can?
Miller Lite Black, no.
They did a jet black can.
When was this?
Let me pull that up. It was a big conversation point for us when I was delivering beer, and a lot of us started collecting beer. I was on a collecting beer can kick, so I always keep like the Busch Apple can, the Busch Peach can. I got the John Deere Busch can. I got the Miller, the Gold. That was a fun time last year.
Yeah, that was a cool can because that was 50 years. But that's where I think, like, because you made me that little Charlie beer thing, and I just absolutely love that. And I think people like little trinkets like that out of these kind of one-off beers is a really cool little thing.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to like cut this can, and I want to
I've never
like
seen those.
I want to like exactly cut it out and then like flatten it and make something out of it. Like just like with this silhouette.
I would love that.
So the Miller Lite Black can was in early January of 2021. It was a limited edition campaign to encourage taking a break from social media, featuring a grayscale logo and a gold top. Similar
That's awesome.
version was released in early January of 2020. But that was the whole thing, like, take a break. It was just, that was their whole campaign with that. But it was just a
can I ask you a
jet black
question
can.
about that?
What year was that?
2021.
Did they push that on social media?
I'm sure they absolutely did. I mean, how else would, like, hey, we got this new take a break from social media can. We're going to tell you about it on Facebook later. But it was cool. I wish I would have gotten more involved in that can collecting, but when that came out, I wasn't even 21 yet.
No, see, then I think you're good.
So my good buddy B-Rye should have said, hey, Andrew, I got you this can to save. But no, I don't even. That was before.
I don't think you were hanging out around here back then.
No, I wasn't. That
You're
was
still
before.
a Sydney kid.
Yeah.
I'm still a Sydney kid.
Well,
but-
it's. I mean, I don't have anything against Sydney kids per se, but
Okay.
I'm very loyal to my folks here in town,
My address says Claypool.
and I'm glad it's not South Whitley.
Oh, hey. Listen. Miller Lite also did this is meaningless to you, so maybe just don't have any input. You might take more appreciation of this. Miller Lite did a Luke Combs partner with their can one time, and it was very cool. It was a Miller Lite can, but it like had his like beard, like
I've
on
seen that, yeah.
amazing can, because Luke Combs is a huge Miller Lite advocate. He's always drinking Miller Lite at his shows, and they did this edition. And funny story, when I was delivering beer, I went to a bar, and we do a beer audit where we look for their expired beer and we'll take back whatever. They had that Miller Lite pack still in there, and that was years ago they did that. I'm like,
Wow.
but
Well,
super cool can.
On a certain level, it's for the guy that's delivering the beer. It's pretty ingenious because he knows what beers are out of date.
Yeah.
What was the one you remember when Busch Light Peach got released?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so there
Yikes.
was a Miller Lite can that had. There was somebody on that can that was a music artist or
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Who was that?
I don't know the artist, but the can was kind of. It was kind of like a colorful looking can.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
In my mind, I want to say it was like rainbow colored.
Yep. Yeah, I never got one of those cans. But he was a
I'm thinking he might have been a Hispanic artist.
yes,
like a music artist.
you were correct. Right there it is.
Yes, exactly. What's the name on it?
Oh, wow, that's
That
really
is
cool.
Jay Balvin.
And I to this day, I still don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Do you know who it is?
no.
No, but the can was beautiful.
What was the name?
Jay Balvin.
That is a cool can.
It is. It's very fun. Kind of like Gumball Head when they do their packaging is really cool. The beer is not, but hey, you know.
Do you know who really likes Gumball Head?
Your dad?
No. Kennedy's Uncle Jaker.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's just that's a hard road to go down. With the IPAs.
And sometimes, just for fun, I like to revisit it. And it always ends up the same way. Like, why did I do that to myself?
Like your once a year Budweiser?
Every IPA.
No, it's not like that.
Did you keep any of those gold Miller Lite cans?
No, I
No.
drank them.
Well,
Sometimes I get thirsty, guys.
I wish I would have been around for that.
That black
was really
can is a super interesting can.
And make it cool, like blow up image, like in a frame.
So
Yeah.
that would be cool to frame that. So the front, it looks just like a Miller Lite can, but it's jet black and the letters are gray.
It's really like rock. And
There's a saying on the back, and I'd like to read this to you guys. A few friends are better than a few thousand followers. Here's to the original friend media, here's to the original social media. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time. Amazing.
So, there's a lot of truth in that.
There is a lot of truth in that.
Because sitting around and having a beer with your friends, it's probably...
The real social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, actually, last week I was at 1,100 followers on Instagram, but I decided I was like, this is so stupid, and so I went through and I removed about 500 followers.
Now that is...
I made my account private because I was like, what's the point? Why do I want these people to see my life?
Do you actively use Instagram?
I do, but I'm like, why do these people? Like, we aren't close enough for these to be worth on their feed.
But isn't the whole point to have followers on Instagram?
Well, that's the whole... that is the world we live in now, where everyone's goal is to say...
They think that's the point.
How many... the more I can get a lot of these followers, and then hopefully start monetizing, off my social media. If everyone wants to be like a influencer, and because I can get paid to sit at home and post pictures, like, or social media. That's why when the whole TikTok thing was getting like shut down, I was like, this is what everyone needs.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared for like in 20 years when...
Oh my goodness. People need a break from TikTok. Like,
yeah,
you can't go to a waiting room in a doctor's office or go to a restaurant, sit down restaurant, and just look across the restaurant, man. People are just like glued to that stuff, and it's like, you just take a break. But
Do you imagine this? There was a day and age when if you called your buddy's house or your girlfriend and nobody answered, you just had to find something else to do.
right?
Right.
Which I think I actually read like a mini article about this on Instagram, as a matter of fact, on how connection and like, connection isn't the word.
you got it.
Sorry, you will have to edit this part, but what is the word I'm looking for? Like access. Access is the new form of intimacy because you're giving people access to seeing these parts of your life that they used to not be able to. Like,
Interesting. Okay.
Our Saturday, I posted about our Saturday for people who weren't even there and don't even talk to me about my weekend.
There's some truth
It's
to that.
a form of intimacy,
For sure.
or like being able to text someone you're possibly going out with all the time, or having the ability to call them that easily. It's a form of intimacy now.
I think that's true. I think there's a lot of benefits to that. Like, there's an Alan Jackson song about this as well. So, but it's about how the digital world can be okay in a lot of ways, but don't let that overconsume every part of your life. Like, but that's a good point.
Balance, and
Yeah, when we go out and do something fun,
restrictions.
like when you and I go to these breweries, you take pictures, or I post something like, okay, or like the Miller Brewery tour. There's probably pictures that I post on there that people, if they scroll through and looked at, are like, I've never been there, and this is cool to see that. I wouldn't even have known he was doing that if he wouldn't have posted it. So
Yeah,
it was,
and then just randomly you run into somebody and they're like, "Oh, I saw where you were at the brewery," and it does create a talking point or a touch point. But
Our
go on.
social media is like the new form of community because we don't have those. This
Oh.
is my big thing on how like community you would have those conversations.
You're absolutely right.
There's
When I was
people.
a kid, there's a reason people have front porches on their house, because that's where people congregated. And that you walked down to your neighbor's house and had a cup of coffee or drank a beer with them, or that's just how people got together.
No, that's what, at the cafe I went to this morning, the old guys were talking about how tomorrow morning when they're going to get there for breakfast to talk about their days and stuff. And I was like, that just seems
I gotta
like
be
normal.
honest with you. I mentioned this to you guys last week. So Gabe and I met for coffee Friday morning before work, and that is just it felt good. Like it was, you're starting your morning by doing that. It feels like you're preparing yourself for the day, and it's like you need that social connection with people, and you and I do it every weekend, and you need that in your life to get around, hang out, drink coffee, drink beer, whatever, and just have that social connection, and it like launches your day, and it's a certain part mentally that I think is a boost for everybody.
Yes, and I think as humans we're designed to interact, not necessarily intimately, but very personally. You can't have the barrier of technology. Like, to be able to sit down with somebody and talk about things, you learn so much more. Like, it's just not necessarily about the dialogue. It's their physical, how they're presenting themselves. You learn so much more about people, and you learn to read people's body language, and yeah, but we need that. People
Absolutely
are drawn to that connection, and most animals are that way.
Yeah. Now,
There's a
correct me-
reason that dogs don't have the tweeter.
Right. Right. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You might know the answer to this. I feel like many years ago, I read a study. I could be completely wrong. That they did a study, and it was people who are more socially interactive with each other live like healthier, happier lives, like a more fulfilled life if you're more of a socially active person.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, genuinely, like the last 6 months, I have gotten off my phone so much more, and I'm healthier in my daily habits. I'm healthier with like not letting the anxiety or the pressure or the possible embarrassment of social interactions have a hold over me, and it's just so much more fulfilling.
now don't get me wrong. I really appreciate Andrew time. You know, you need that. I get a lot of that at work, being in the truck all day, but when I know there's something going on this weekend, like I look forward to every Sunday when we get to do this. I look forward to if you and I have like something planned, we're going to go to a brewery or whatever, like you have that to look forward to. You get to just be around people, have a good time, talk about whatever. It's important. I really think it is.
It is,
so,
yeah.
With that being said, I would like to truly get into a mystery beer now.
Oh boy.
Like, a real mystery. I'm looking forward to what you have brought to the table this week.
I preloaded a few hints to Kennedy, and
I don't remember, so good thing.
but I'm very curious because I know based on things you've said in the past, you're not a big fan of this beer.
Lovely.
So, but
Looking forward to it.
yeah,
this is
all
great.
right, it's gonna be a good time.
There's nothing better than when you are getting ready to have a beer with your buddy, and they
Isn't
say,
that Alan Jackson? Time for a good time?
"Oh my goodness, always."
There you go.
But when you're with a buddy and they're like, "Man, I got this beer for us to drink. You're not gonna like it." That is just like a woo. You get excited about it.
Listen, I'll preface this by saying it's not an IPA.
Well, you're already
Perfect.
above the
Okay.
traditional
So
standard.
I just need you to clear your prejudice right off the top. So we're just gonna
Roll into it?
pour it out.
Okay.
See what you think.
I like it. Let's do it.
All right. Okay, guys. Mystery beer number 2.
Can't wait.
It's very golden.
Which is a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a porter.
No, it's not. Smell good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I've already had a few little sips out of it. It's better than I remember it.
I would like to remind everybody that B-Ride told me before he got these rounded up that Andrew in the past said he didn't like it. So, here we go.
All right.
You know?
Round 2.
Kennedy's got to chug the whole thing in one go.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
You were close. Interesting. It.
Excuse me.
Hey, that's how you know.
That's
it's a good old beer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get any on you?
Just my.
Your mustache.
Yeah, just a little mustache.
It's cool.
So let's dive right in here. I
like it.
I could tell why I said that in the past because it's got like a hint of something going on.
I taste something in the back of my throat.
You'll taste. There's a little hint of something.
It's not it's an imported beer.
It actually is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is a European beer.
It kind of reminds me of the Harp beer that I had. Something about it.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get into these questions. B-Rye, when's the last time I've had it?
I don't know the answer to that. You and I have never sat down and had it before.
I've never had one with you.
Mm-mm.
So how do you know I didn't like it? I'd tell you we were talking about beers.
You told me.
I was like, oh, I don't like that beer. Fascinating. Okay. And then question 2, we get 5. 2 is where'd you get it?
This one I bought at Meijer.
Okay.
Honestly, it was on clearance.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Wait, so you get 5 questions and guess, and then I get 5 questions and guess?
Yeah, you get unlimited guesses, but 5 questions.
Okay.
Do you have a question?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Can you give me any color or logo descriptions of the can or bottle?
Green.
I think it's the one that starts with the H.
Oh.
Ah.
What's your guess?
How do you spell it? How do you say it?
Yep, Heineken.
Heineken.
It is a
I think
Heineken. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right on, guys.
Good for you. How did you pull that out of the magician's hat? Did you guys discuss this?
Well, I've been telling him, I'm like, I really want to try it, Heineken, and he said it's imported. We talked about how it's imported.
So
And
you just you pulled that out of the hat. Like you didn't
I didn't tell her anything.
you didn't feed nothing here. You pulled
The only thing I
the
said
H
to her
out of the
was
hat.
that I've heard her mention in the past that she wanted to try it.
I thought it was either that or a Little King.
Oh.
Those are the only two that
Okay.
I figured. But do
Heineken.
you see what about it is reminding me of the harp that I had?
It's unfortunate because I love their can color.
I know that they're European,
Maybe.
but Heineken has been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting in my life when I've been at different business meetings, they tend to always have Heineken as one of the beers that you can have.
It's so funny because I have the Spotify poverty version with the ads, and the a commercial that they've been playing a lot. It's like 2 songs, then you get a commercial. It's a Heineken commercial, and I'm like, what is that called? A golden earring? Golden? What is that called?
Golden shower.
Wow.
No, but it is it's like a slap in the face. I have never liked Heineken.
So, based on that, I mean, you're drinking it now.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
You didn't know that it was a Heineken.
I did not know it was a Heineken, no. And I will say this. Last time I had a Heineken, I thought it had a different flavor than what I'm drinking now. But I can definitely tell it's got there's something in the back of it that I still don't appreciate up front.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's kind of like where my issue with the harp was, is like there was an underlying taste. So maybe have I had any other European beers?
It's just got like a dirty.
I don't
it's
know.
like it's like a hint of dirt
Interesting.
in the back.
I
Take another swig and just give. Now imagine there's a little bit of dirt mixed in there.
I don't taste dirt.
no, it's something like with like almost the acidity.
It's just a very interesting flavor.
I in my mind, I always
it's not
think
that
about
carbonated,
Corona
but it's-
because Corona
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
has that little bit of a odd
It tastes-
flavor to it.
Kind of close to the Corona that I drank out of the cooler.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Could you put a lime in a Heineken?
You
Do you
can
have any
whatever you
limes?
Do
want.
you think that would maybe a positive effect on the taste?
I'm not saying it's a bad beer. It's not one that I would
Yeah,
reach for.
I wouldn't sit down and drink them, but
I think I would have a Heineken.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Like if I was at a bar and I'm like, I'm gonna get a Heineken.
Sure.
hot take number 1. This is gonna be crazy, and I don't want you guys to get all flabbergasted about it. honest opinion, I would take a Yingling over a Heineken.
I've never had one.
And that is, I know that sounds crazy, and I know that there's probably disagreements in the room with me. I would take a Yingling over a Heineken. And
I mean, that's your opinion. Me personally, I don't want to have heartburn after I have a beer.
well, the whole goal is to just try to avoid beers that aren't great. Which is why I don't want to set my phone in your Bible.
Oh.
Well, we don't. That's why we don't. And we're going to, at some point, have to cross that bridge where we have to drink an IPA.
Well, here's another thing. Yingling's coming. And it almost happened today.
Should get some IPAs from my cousin who works at a brewery and makes them himself. He has like his own.
I appreciate the commitment and the thought.
Are you serious?
But
yeah.
I think you should, for sure.
His degree
Really?
is literally in brewery, like
And he chose to make IPAs.
Upper Michigan.
I think you
That
have
makes
to if
sense,
you're
yeah.
a brewer.
No, but yeah, like it.
You don't have to do anything.
You don't, but I feel like if you're a brewer, that there is such a demand.
Mm-hmm.
People want that hoppiness in their beer.
What do you think those people are lacking in their life?
Oh.
Human interaction.
Okay, yeah.
Like they're what we were talking about earlier. Not they're tied up on social.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
I think if you take a person, I'm going to be honest with you.
I feel like
okay?
it's performative.
I'm going to be very honest with you guys. And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong about every perspective that there is in life.
There's a lot of things you are wrong about.
Oh,
Well,
Applebee's.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? You're right. What was that? What was that? No. I thought you said apples. I heard apples.
With bees.
What is it?
Applebee's.
Oh. No.
Anyways, give us your opinion.
No.
Give us your opinion.
I've never been wrong about that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say, I want your inputs. Most people who like IPAs live in the city.
Oh, I'm gonna disagree.
Okay.
I'm not. I think that's a good assessment.
I think they are maybe past city livers. Like a lot of people who go from like.
Okay, so either you live in
urban-
the city or you have city roots.
Okay,
Or you're
then,
IPA drinkers.
yeah.
I can see that.
Could
Yeah.
you see why I'm saying that? I'm not saying like
Yeah, I get it.
I don't think any less of you. I'm just saying that tends to be where that flavor palette comes from. Like
Yeah.
I have yet to go to, again, I come from a different background than you guys, so maybe this is why you think
Listen,
I'm a whacked guy, but
we grew up in the big city,
you sure did.
and you're a country boy.
I am, but I think that is what I'm saying is like I've never gone to a barn party or a shop party or a guy invites me over and he's like, hey, I got a beer fridge out here in the shop. Let's go out here and I've never opened up his fridge. I'm like, holy cow, you got all the IPAs. Like it's always.
That's what it was like
It's
visiting my
just always
aunt
these
and
light
cousin in Michigan. Is like they only had IPAs, and I'm like, oh,
But it's a very. Would you say it's a very locational thing?
yeah.
Very locational.
I think originally yes. It's become
That's why you can get it at grocery stores now.
it's become a more recognized.
But let me put this into your pint perspective. Evan and I walk into your kitchen. You take a look at my handsome self, and then you take a look at Evan's handsome self. Mm-hmm. And without knowing us, who would you say would be more interested in an IPA?
You
Evan.
You and Evan drinks twisted teas.
I like a twisted tea every once in a while in the summer. But do you see what I'm doing here?
I get what you're saying.
And I'm not
I believe they call
characterizing
this
people.
profiling.
Okay, but you know what? You can make a big deal about profiling now, but it is a thing. Like you can tell. Like I could tell exactly. Like if you sat down and said, okay, well, you know what? We have a Busch Light apple, or we have a Lone Star beer. Which one would Kennedy like more? I'm gonna say she's gonna like the Busch apple more.
Have you ever heard about the Civil Revolution?
No,
Can you
I
elaborate? What
don't
does that
think so.
mean?
The Civil Revolution. What do we got?
I don't want
I can't wait to hear about how it
I actually am picking my thought back out from the world.
You don't have to. This is a...
But at the end of the day...
Wait, what was the one? Bush Apple or what?
A Lone Star beer, which I know you haven't had, but my whole point was like...
You can make your assumptions.
I don't know. I think Kennedy is a solid, regular old beer kind of drinker. I don't think she needs that flavor in it.
But if I was around, like, if it was me, Brooke, and Allison, you know they would choose the apple.
The flowery.
But generally, when
Yeah.
you go somewhere, you can pick out...
Mm-hmm.
You can look around the room and say, they're drinking a Michelob Ultra, they're drinking a Carbless, they're drinking a White Claw.
It's your
And you can just
millennial,
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying
like
you can generally
Tumblr and not Tumblr. What's the other one?
Grinder.
No, no. Good try though.
Tweeter.
Tumblr.
Have you been on the Grinder?
I don't really even know what that means.
No, you do.
Is that the gay
Yeah.
thing? Hey,
I can sign you up.
That's okay.
But you know what I'm talking about? You can go, you can analyze a room. Like, it's so curious. When you go to, it's not usually around here because you know what around here people are drinking. But if you go to, like,
Fort
the
Wayne.
city,
Yeah.
you can tell, like, when someone comes up to a bar and, like, they're getting a White Claw, a Truly, or a Michelob Ultra. Just wait. And then it just happens to be that's how it is. But that's why I'm saying it's a locational thing.
feel
Nothing
like
wrong with that.
The downtown in Warsaw,
Yeah.
those are the bartenders
Yeah.
there. They drink IPAs. And
Yeah.
you can kind of tell there.
You nailed it on the head. And
Like-
again, that's if you walk into Rex's or you walk into the downtown, you can basically pick out what people are mostly going to be drinking, and that's fine. That's okay. I'm just saying you can. That's why they're like, well, you can't profile, but like in a sense, you can like tell. I'm not saying you need to do it. I'm just saying
Like
you
they
can
didn't
tell.
have when I went to the Port Winona, they didn't have any normal beers really. They had IPAs, bunch of IPAs. They had the THC drinks. They had like their cocktails, but normal beers they didn't have because the people usually going to those locations
No,
what's
they're
their
not.
niche
They're not
anymore.
selling.
Yeah.
I think if I walk into a bar, and again, you didn't know who I was, and you saw me walk into a bar, what do you think my bar order was going to be for a drink?
Bush Light.
But if I grabbed a White Claw and I was like, thanks, and I sat down, would you be like, wow? Like, that's not what I would have guessed. And that's okay.
Is that what people think about me?
No, if Kennedy, okay, I like this conversation. If I saw you walk into a bar and I said, what is that gal gonna get to drink? I'm going with a mixed drink of some kind.
Like the one that we tried, you got me for my birthday. What was that?
Amaretto sour.
Yeah, that was okay.
You just seem like a mixed drink type of woman.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I like
You,
to surprise people.
to be honest with you, be right, and I don't mean to really just throw you out in the bushes.
Keystone.
No, absolutely
Just
not.
kidding. Just kidding.
I am very. Don't take this in any wrong way. You are my best friend in the whole world. Don't take this the wrong way. I am just surprised out of our many, many year-long friendship that you don't like IPAs. Like, I could see you being a person that likes IPAs.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a point in my life where I would drink IPAs.
Like you'd have them at the lake too, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Sure.
remember those.
But the
Which is
older
fine.
that I get, I'm just like if I just want to have one beer, then yeah, I'll have an IPA because I don't want another one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I don't care who you are. You can't sit down with a 12-pack of IPAs and just
Be
throw
like,
them back in the shop.
yeah,
like,
no.
we're going to get together and drink
No,
a 12-pack.
that's not what they're meant
You
for.
can't do that. And that's what I like about the beers I drink.
But you have to understand that when it comes to an IPA, it's not meant to sit there and pound them back.
Yeah.
That's why we designed an American beer that's a light that you can sit here and drink.
Like I don't even
12.
think I could drink 12 of these.
No, this is plenty for me with the Heineken. And it's got that after in the back there, that aftertaste that is just, it's enough for me. But I will say this. We've been friends for many years now, and I'm so glad that you aren't an IPA person because that would have made our friendship very difficult at times.
Yeah, but what if I get on that train?
You won't.
You're more than welcome. It's your life.
It is my life.
As
I
long
can
as
do
you're
whatever
happy.
I want.
Yeah.
We're done.
Are we gonna break up again?
No, which is fine. Like, you seem like a person who would enjoy an IPA for some reason, and I'm glad that you're not because It's just
I'm not
it's
saying-
easier for us.
Listen, I was at dinner the other night,
Where at?
Friday night, with your mom's friends, and they had a whole fridge of beers. And Dan asked me, whatever you want out of there. So I purposely chose an IPA because I knew I would only have one beer.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew the setting. Like, I'm not gonna be in these people's house and have dinner with them and
you're right.
just totally.
You're not gonna slam
Yeah.
a 6-pack,
No.
Yeah.
right? So you
So
want
I'm
that
trying
one
to
and
be
done type of thing.
respectful, but
Yeah. I think it's more like a,
there's a lot of flavor.
it's like when people eat like
There is.
caviar or like
It's a very like
the situation and like the setting and the experience. I think having an IPA is not a casual drink; it's an experience. Like what are the other like drinks at the bar that are an experience?
oh, there's a lot of stuff
car
that's an
bomb.
experience.
Yeah.
A Irish cream drink. The
So you're not going to sit down and slam 6 of those.
Yeah.
Irish car bombs back to
And
back.
that, to be honest with you, I didn't want to go in there and have 6 or 8 Miller Lights because number one, I know what happens to me after I have a few beers, and number two,
What happens,
I
BJ?
know how April feels about that, and I'm just trying to be a part of the conversation and just
cordial. Yeah.
yes. So one of those IPAs goes a long way.
And here's something else.
It's still a beer, by the way.
It's still a beer, but people, they say, if we jump back on that profiling kick for a second, they're like, well, you can't. Geez, like I'm done. Kennedy is tapped out of the Heineken, which I'm not gonna say. I'm really.
Well, we have.
I'm not far behind you.
Do
We
I
still
have-
got one more mystery
I know.
beer.
I have.
Oh, there's another.
Oh yeah.
I have plans.
Well, I hope it's better than. Okay, I'm
It
still
will
on
be,
my. I'm
I
still on my
promise.
Heineken thing. Like I'm not about it. But I'm gonna say this. Like, they're like, well, it's so. You just can't like profile people. But like, if you see me somewhere, and they're like, okay, well, he's a Busch Light, Miller Light type of guy.
I would guess Bush off your hat solely.
Off my hat
Yeah.
because I have a hat on, or because of what it says on
No,
my
because
hat.
of what
All
it
of
says.
it. All of it. The markings, the color, all of it.
But Miller Lite is a very acceptable option with
Yeah.
that.
It's the
old
same
look.
thing. At the end of the day, it's the same beer, right? It's made the
Yeah.
same way. They tweak it a little bit to have its own flavor profile, but at the end of the day, it's
And
a
I feel like you can say that about IPAs too.
You can tell if someone likes an IPA usually. Like a lot of the times, I think you can. There's exclusions.
Can I say this? I'm
Yeah.
so glad Andrew is not a police officer.
Interesting. Why?
Because
someone who has
if
a
you're sizing
police
people up
officer.
at the bar based on what they drink, what are you going to do on the road?
That is such a completely different topic because
But we're
of
not going to run down that road. But I'm just saying.
because of what you because what I think you might order at the bar. What I think you might order at the bar doesn't mean anything. Like I'm just like, if I'm like, hey, do you want a drink? Let me go get you a drink. He's probably he's gonna want one of these. I'll get him one of these.
Okay, so you do that, and the guy says, "Well, I want a Bell's Two Hearted."
Okay, IPA.
Yeah. So are you like, oh, that guy's no good because he drinks.
No, my stepdad is a huge IPA drinker. I just would say, if you want
Pick
to,
better next time.
if you want to, hey. But here's the thing about him.
Exactly.
I like though. He will drink other things too. Like he's not like bam, But you can just you can tell. And there's so many people that are like, well, like I'll drink an IPA because I can drink 2 IPAs to your 6 Miller Lights. Okay, but like I'm not going to drink a beer that tastes like a mango peel in a block of wood because it's 9% versus a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Like it's a palate type of thing. Like you.
But I the only thing that I would say, and I'm not an IPA drinker anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that did I run through a point in my life where I did enjoy a nice IPA, and I could drink 2 or 3 of them. But there is a lot of flavor, and you can enjoy that. And instead of drinking 10 Miller Lights, you can drink 3 IPAs.
I would take the 10 Miller Lights.
I know you would.
Because
and
you're
that's where
profiling
I'm
me.
at today, too. But are there times that it's interesting to try different beers? I'm always into trying beers. Even if we go to a brewery, and they have a whole menu board of beers up there. There might be 15 of them. I would love to try them all because I just want to try them. I mean, somebody's put a lot of effort.
Yeah, you worked on the list. You worked on the list.
And obviously, and the brewer might not even like the beers that they make. But they have to be able to produce a beer that everybody would like to enjoy.
I have an opinion.
You know what they say about opinions.
I have a dream.
We all do.
Breweries there needs to be a more blueberry beer category.
Oh, yeah.
There needs to
raspberry.
Raspberry could be a little too tart sometimes, I think, for a beer.
It is, but I'm telling you right now,
raspberry.
we got to go over to Lake City Tap Room, and you got to try that raspberry beer they have over there.
Okay, yeah.
I just think there's not a whole lot of blueberry beer options, and I think people need to discover that more. A blueberry beer sounds crazy, but it is such a good beer. Like, there needs to be more of a selection of that. I don't like that I can't go to an LC, and the only blueberry option I have is a sour.
Yeah, it should never be a sour.
There needs to be more of it. I think Busch Light needs to get on that train. Like, let's try a Busch Light blueberry. And be honest with you, I think it would be amazing. And it could probably be my new favorite, like with the Busch Light flavor category. The apple was great, but I think a blueberry would be awesome.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. Blueberries are good for you, number one. Mm-hmm. And then when you drop those into a beer that has wheat and all these other good things that are good for you, what can go wrong?
Exactly. It's like the old saying, like, well, an apple a day keeps a doctor away. Well, it's like, well, I had 16 Busch apples this morning, so like, watch out, world. Like, I am on a, you ain't taking me down. Between the Flintstone vitamins and my Busch apples, dude, I'm unstoppable. So we actually have another mystery beer. B-Rye, you got 2 different mysteries this week?
Well, I bought a variety of beers, right? And I knew that we had a guest host today.
Yes.
And I know she has a busy schedule, and she had a lot going on this weekend. So it was nice that the Heineken thing came up, because I did remember that she said she would love to try Heineken. So it worked out.
And
perfect.
So you finally experienced a Heineken.
Are we doing 1 through 10 right now?
Yeah, let's do a 1 through 10. We always rank things.
I give it a 6.5.
6.5.
6. So the Heineken.
Wow.
The Heineken.
8.5. No, 6.
Oh, we got the decimals.
5.6.
6.56.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you would rank the Heineken above that blackberry beer?
Yeah.
No question.
No question.
You would, if they set you down, they said, here's a Heineken, and here's that Samuel Adams blackberry, you would take the Heineken?
Even this size, yeah.
Super fascinating. But you know what? That's not too out of the picture. I could see you drinking exotic beers like that.
It's really not exotic. It's
That's
been
what I was
around
thinking.
for hundreds of years.
When you look at all of our top 10 beers,
and to be
that is
honest
the
with
exotic
you,
option.
If somebody can keep brewing beer
Stated
and it's still relevant,
1873.
it's still relevant today. It's a good beer.
So
Established,
so we can
stated.
keep praising this Heineken thing, but I want you to.
I'm not praising it. I'm just saying.
Let's raise our hands right now and say this is a solid beer that I would drink again.
I will drink it again. I'm sure in my lifetime I will drink a Heineken again. Am I wrong in saying that?
No. Well, evidently I've had one before. I didn't like it, and it wouldn't be one I grab out of the fridge.
So what's your number?
I'm going at 1 out of 10, and I'm going to be an honest ranker here. I'm not going to hate it because I don't like it. Let's see. I'm going 1 out of 10 with a Heineken. It's to me it's bumping right down there to a 4.
I'll put it at a 6. That drags the score up to about a 5.5.
I'm comfortable with Heineken being at a 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
I would drink it over an IPA.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I cannot wait to see what you have next.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. Round 3, guys.
I can't wait for it to be better than the Heineken.
I think you'll, because when you had it before, you did enjoy it, and it is a very good drinkable beer. So,
cheers to mystery beer
Number
3 for the
three.
day. Basically, here we go.
It is.
Good.
You did already say it is an imported beer, right? It's not an American beer, correct?
it is not a domestic beer.
So it's not okay. Yeah, I like it.
And I don't want to say this is the only reason I bought it, but it was on sale.
I can see why.
It was on. Oh.
Well,
No. Why do
Not
you think it was
like-
on sale, Kennedy?
I just am not feeling. I'm not tasting a lot of flavor.
Probably not after a Heineken.
Yeah.
This is a Miller Lite.
It's not. I
Oh,
just
you said it wasn't.
It's not
yeah,
a
yeah,
domestic
yeah.
beer.
Spank me.
Um.
It was on sale at Meijer.
Yeah,
Okay. When's the last time I had it?
I couldn't tell you. Probably within the last 12 to 24 months.
At a bar or here with you?
No, it was here.
And you bought them?
Oh yeah,
Um.
and I'll buy them again. They're good.
Can you give me any description of the can or bottle
Yeah.
without giving too much away?
I'll say this, it has a maple leaf on it.
Ah. Canada. I'm locked in. My answer, Kennedy.
No, I had to look up non-domestic beers because I feel like I
It
don't
has a maple. This is a
know
Moosehead.
enough.
It is not.
I don't know a lot
Canadian
of
beer.
Canadian beers.
And it may be under the Molson Coors umbrella. Now that I think about it.
Is it a Leinenkugel product?
No. Flying Cool is made in Wisconsin.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
It says it's a pristine Pilsner.
Pristine Pilsner.
What's the main color on this can?
Yeah.
White.
Okay, so it's a white.
You ever go to Kmart?
Yeah. You ever had a Krispy Kreme?
Was it crispy?
Is it crispy? Right. So it's a white can with a maple leaf on it, and I had it within 12 to 24 months. That's quite a range. And I said I liked it. Kennedy's cheating.
I was, but it didn't help me at
You know
all. I
what's
can't
funny?
find a
Abby did
maple
the
leaf
same
at
thing
all.
last week. She was like,
I'm just not as.
no, but it's fine. Look at me. I've had it
Experienced.
before, and I'm still trying to guess too. That's the whole fun. Ooh, okay, white can with a maple leaf. What is there? It's a lager.
Yeah.
A light.
Well,
it's a light. Is it light beer?
It's a pristine Pilsner. And what's interesting, it is a Canadian beer, but at the bottom of the can, it says brewed in the USA.
Right.
Oh, so I got a brewery down here then. White, mostly white.
Yeah, but, like, if you were at Kmart, it might help you with the answer.
Okay, so Kmart has something to do with it because you brought up Kmart twice.
Yeah.
Why Kmart?
Because they used to have these sales going on inside the store.
Could you buy beer at Kmart?
No. But they used to have a sale in there. And they would stop everything that's going on in the store to say, hey, we're having a...
Yeah.
Flash sale.
It wasn't called a flash sale, but it was called a... And they had a little rolling box that had a big light on the top of it that would alert people that
Yeah, what?
Clearance?
it was kind of a sale, but there was a certain color of that light that they would
Red?
call it a something sale.
Wow. Okay. By the way, I missed
Flash
Kmart.
sale? Flash.
I thought flash sale too. But I've had this. How many of these would you say I've had?
A lot.
I had a lot of them with you, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, man,
I
these
know
are
what
great.
it is.
Do you?
I found it,
What's,
yep.
What's your best answer?
Blue light.
It is.
Wait. It's not called a blue light beer though.
It is. That's what it's called.
Blue light, pristine.
It's Labatt's Blue Light.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, the can that you... Oh, I guess it doesn't look that much different than what I...
Yeah, it's the same can.
Well, the Bat Blue. So I think at our D&D group, one of our buddies had these
Wait,
in his fridge.
you went to drunk driving school?
Well, what's the N stand for in the D&D then?
Drunk in driving?
No, yeah, our buddy had these in his fridge, and I was like, yeah, I'll take a Labatt Blue. Okay, wow.
Here's what... I wouldn't necessarily have bought it, but they were on sale. You get 15 of them for $7.
Okay, yeah, I think that was worth it.
So, man, it has been a long time since I've had, well, a Labatt Blue, like, where I drank a few of them. It is a good beer.
Would you drink it again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, good, because you drank a lot of them.
You know what's crazy is I feel like sometimes I prefer certain beers, maybe most of them, in a pint glass. Like, there's a beer I'll drink out of a can or a bottle or whatever. I'm like, man, I don't know. But then when you pour it in a pint glass and you don't know what it is, for some reason you're like, I'll drink it. Mm-hmm. Because it's like you don't know.
Right.
So, Kennedy, you got to drink a whole thing yet.
I had 2 drinks.
You know
So, okay. So, let's put our ranking on it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Here we go. I'm going to take another sip for a reminder. Kennedy, take another sip. Mm-hmm.
A 4.
Oh, but so this is below a Heineken. You were really going to be a Heineken woman, huh?
I guess so.
Hey.
It's really lacking flavor for me.
Well, that's a light beer. Sometimes the
My
purpose of
Michelob
it is to
wouldn't.
be a light.
Your Michelob does sacrifice a lot of flavor.
Wait, you're a Michelob girl?
Oh, wow.
We'll get to that here in a moment.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I guess we will.
So you're saying a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hitting the 7 range. I'm hitting like a 7. I'm circling a 7.
Yeah, me too.
7
Oh.
feels like a comfortable number for
So
this beer.
7 and 7
So
is 14 plus
5.5 is our-
4
Oh.
is 18
out of 10.
divided by 3.
6.
So we're low 6s. So in today's mystery beer takeaway, we're saying that the blackberry beer was number 1.
No,
it
she
was
put Heineken above.
Heineken.
I know as a group though. When
As
we
a
I know.
group average?
Heineken, I think it was
I don't think so because my Heineken was a 4.
4, but then we had 7, and then
Heineken fell out. It's
okay,
definitely not a
fine,
Heineken.
fine. Then I guess
If
the
I put-
blackberry.
If I put the blackberry Heineken and this blue together, I would probably take the blackberry, man.
No, that's okay. That's
I mean, spank me if I'm wrong, but the problem is
You're wanting an awful lot of spanking.
the problem is the blackberries are gone, man. There's 3 per pack because you can only get them in a variety, which is just. But the good news is we got some cold snaps.
Oh boy, can't wait. So, let me boogie on down the agenda here because our co-host has bigger and better things going on in the world. I want to talk quickly about next weekend for the podcast. We're going to do, because I believe the tournament, the basketball tournament, hits the Sweet 16. So I've asked all of us, the 4 of us, Andrew, Kennedy, myself, and Abigail, to rank out your top 10 beers. So it's going to be Kennedy's job to filter through that to find the top 16, and then we'll put it in a bracket.
Okay.
And then we're gonna work our way through the tournament.
Yeah, sounds
Right.
good.
That'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
I mean, we take all these beers that we've created for ourselves in our top 10s, and we're going to narrow it down to the winner.
Yeah.
So all of us have 10 favorite beers, and
Yep.
I think what's interesting, there's going to be some overlap. So that's where we're at. Is we're going to pick the top 16 beers.
Today? Oh no, I'm doing that.
You got to filter through.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
your job.
Okay, that's fine.
Because you're the smart one.
Okay.
So we're going to filter through that, pick our 16, and we're going to sample them. And we're not going to know which one is which.
Okay.
And then you have to choose which one is the best. And then
Okay.
we're going to see at the end of the tournament who's the best beer.
Okay.
So I'm really curious where that lands.
I got to be honest, I
Yeah.
just took a glance at Kennedy's top 10, and those are, other than her number one choice, and that's pretty good list. Like I'm proud, Kennedy. That's a good list.
Yeah.
So that's where we're heading. So exciting episode next week.
We got a
can't wait.
bracket. We're doing a bracket challenge of beers. The bracket of
Yeah.
beers.
I'm pumped. So
So-
do we list off our 10 beers? Yeah,
What's that?
are we going to list off our 10 beers? Or how does it?
Well, we're still waiting on one more list of 10
Right,
beers.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I forgot
But
about
it's
that.
Coors times 10
and then we're not going to
Right.
accept that.
for her. Abby's all
Exactly.
about Coors.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where we're heading next weekend.
I'm pumped.
So everybody, I don't know if you need to skip a few meals
Probably.
to really get down and boogie on that one, but we're going to do that. Secondly, we are up for our March brewery visit.
Yes, we are. Again,
I have a vote.
we
already.
have here the Pint Perspective Podcast. Our team, we are doing a brewery a week or a month. Excuse me.
Yes. So we're doing a brewery tour. And at the end of this year, we're going to make t-shirts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So already this year, we hit the Miller Brewing Company. That's up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yup.
A month ago, we went to the Tip a Canoe down in Rochester. So this next week, I think Andrew and I made a decision, unless I'm curious to hear what you're going to say, Kennedy, but there is a brewery up in Albion that I think that we should go visit on Saturday.
What's the name of it?
The Albion Ale House.
Okay. I was going to suggest either the lake one with the raspberry.
The Lake City Tap House.
Either that
Okay.
one or the Elm Street Brewing in Muncie that you would always go to when I would.
Guardian Brewing.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe it is on Elm Street. I'm not sure which one, but Guardian.
Okay. So we will negotiate that behind the scenes. But next weekend, I don't know what's on your schedule.
Oh, I might be going to the winery to play that song.
Podcast Sunday.
Okay, I could do that.
Okay. But regardless, Saturday we have to kind of bake into our schedules that
Okay.
we're going to a brewery.
Okay.
So we'll do that. And then my last question of the day is, we are in springtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what about spring, or what favorite spring activity do you enjoy?
Okay.
So I'm going to share mine. You guys know when the weather breaks and you get a nice rain and that earthy smell.
That smell. You can smell spring. That's a very true thing.
That is my favorite thing about spring. I love that because it's just,
It's nice.
yeah.
I think mine is going to be spring walks. It's not
Yeah.
too hot yet. It's not too cold.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Right.
Or gardening. I enjoy gardening, yeah.
Yeah, mine is just everything's starting to come back to life. You know, you are. We've been dormant. Winter for me is just such a gloomy, dark, quiet time.
Mm-hmm.
Spring, things are finally starting to come back to life. And when it has to be, the weather is warm. When it warms up to like 60 or above, and it doesn't fall back below that, and things start waking back up, trees start to come back to life. You know, our lilac trees, everything just starts to come back to life. It feels like the world is waking up again, and that's how you know it's about to kickstart summer. That is like you know that summer's on its way, which is my favorite time of the year. So that would probably be my favorite, man.
But my favorite thing about spring is that I usually can get away without wearing sunscreen.
It'd still be nice outside.
Yeah, because you say summer's your favorite, but
gosh,
just...
I'm so excited to mow my yard.
You can get away without wearing sunscreen, but you're gonna pay a little bit of a price for it.
Yeah, right. I already am. Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to that first yard mow, man. I can't wait to fire the lawnmower up.
I'm gonna say we are within 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I saw
feels
people mowing
comfortable.
their yard today, and I
Yeah.
was surprised.
Oh yeah.
And I can't wait to get the bike out. So excited.
Anyway, I'm so excited to have our new partner on the podcast.
Yeah, I hope that you found that today, being your first day on the podcast, is enjoyable for you.
Yeah, I had fun. It was nice.
It was nice. And we got this big bracket challenge ahead of us, so
I'm pumped.
it's very fitting for March Madness. We're going to bracket these beers and see what gets to our number one.
So you need to talk to your sister and tell her that 10 Coors Lights is not an acceptable answer.
Well, you know how Abby works.
Mine was already sent.
Oh,
It was
yeah, you're
electronic.
right. You're right.
So, all right. So thank you guys. What a fun time we had
Thank you.
today.
Welcome to spring 2026. It is here.
Love it.
Finally.
Hip hip hooray.
Let's give ourselves a cheers to a send off. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.